Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, all of the above. I hope that you are having a phenomenal day. We're very excited. We've got an amazing presentation today. We got Zoe Robinson from Zorro PR and Consultant. She's been in PR since 2009, so 2009. That was a good year, a good one that year. She started with D2 Entertainment out of St. Louis, Missouri, and now she just is super passionate about PR. She's super passionate about just helping people get to the next levels in their careers. She helps manage some artists, and we are so grateful to have her in our mastermind family. I actually got the chance to do an interview with Zoe and on her podcast from A to Zoe, and it was awesome. We talked for probably an hour. She was different than anybody else that I've probably interviewed with, just because of the research that she did. Like, she was really asking me the deep, hard hitting questions, and like it really made me think. And so from a PR perspective, I can see how she would do so many different things to help get your brand, to get help get your business or whatever you're looking for, the exposure that you're looking for. The reason why I'm excited about this presentation, here's one more reason, is the title of her presentation is Publicist, We're All Lying. So if the publicists are lying, I don't know what they be telling us, but she's gonna give you the inside tips, the game, everything that you need to know, so that way you can take your business brand, your idea to the next level. So without further ado, I'm not gonna talk my name too much, but just in case you don't know, I'm Preston R. Harris. I go by the Master Builder. I'm the guy who gets you to believe in you, and we've got a lot of great stuff coming to 2026. This is the Mastermind Expo, where you get to hear from our amazing mastermind members. In Mastermind, what we do is we support one another, we help one another build and grow businesses through our mastermind meetings. Each meeting, you'll see three different elements. We're going to share our success stories with one another. We are going to pitch our businesses and give one another feedback so we can sharpen our tools. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to give something to the group. We're going to receive something from the group. And so we've been building and growing. We're 3 years in the game, and the world has never been the same. So without further ado, I'm bringing Zoe to the stage. Zoe, welcome to the
Hi.
stage. This is your first Mastermind Expo presentation. We are super pumped to have you. I just want to say thank you. I thank Diaria all the time for introducing us, and
Mm,
we're just super excited about your presentation. So I'm gonna get out your way. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm gonna remove myself from the stage. If you need me, I'm always here. But I'm excited to hear this. So without further ado, so Robinson, ladies and gentlemen.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to really quick tell you that publicists, we're some of your best friends. We are the people who keep your brand front of mind for every audience that you could possibly come up with. We're storytellers, we're creatives. We introduce you to whatever genre or group that you appeal to. So, with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Okay. Public relations. We are all lying. Now, good afternoon, everyone. Before anyone gets nervous, let me clarify that we're not lying. We're storytellers. We're narrative architects. We're the people who take your Tuesday and turn it into someone else's front page news. I'm here to pull back the curtain on what publicists actually do, and spoiler alert, it involves a lot more creativity than you think. Occasionally bending reality like it's a yoga instructor, and absolutely zero shame about it. Let's dive in. The art of making mountains out of molehills, or convincing people your molehill is a mountain. Public relations is professional storytelling with consequences. It takes what you have, whether that's a new product, a service, a message, or frankly, sometimes just an idea, and crafting it into something people actually care about. We don't lie, we curate reality. There's a difference. If you launched a new coffee blend, we don't say it cures cancer. Of course not. But we will find the angle that makes people say, I need to try that. Maybe it's sustainably sourced from a family farm in Colombia. Maybe the beans are roasted using a 200-year-old technique. Maybe you accidentally created it at 3 a.m. during a breakup. We find the story. That's our job as publicists. Every brand has a story. Most of them just don't know it yet. Here's the secret sauce. Everyone has a story. The problem is, most business owners are too close to their own work to see it. You think you're just selling accounting software. Boring, right? Wrong. You're giving overwhelmed small business owners their weekends back. You're saving marriages because people aren't staying up until midnight doing spreadsheets. That's a story. A publicist's job is finding that narrative gold buried in the mundane. We embellish, sure, but we embellish with truth. We're not making things up. We're finding the most compelling angle of what already exists and shining a spotlight on it until people can't look away. If you can't write it interestingly, it doesn't exist. Let me be brutally honest. If you can't make it interesting on paper, it won't be interesting in person, period. Creative writing isn't about flowery language or being poetic. It's about taking complex ideas and making them digestible. It's about finding the one sentence that makes someone stop scrolling. Here's an exercise I do. Take any boring business announcement and rewrite it 5 different ways. We've updated our return policy becomes, we're so confident you'll love this, we'll give you 90 days to change your mind. See the difference? Same information, completely different energy. Creative thinking means approaching every announcement, every product launch, every client milestone as if you're pitching it to someone who's actively trying to ignore you, because you are. Your EPK is your first impression. Make it unforgettable. An electronic press kit is like your business's dating profile. A resume and sizzle reel all rolled up into one. Journalists and media outlets get hundreds of pitches weekly. Your EPK needs to make them stop and pay attention in under 30 seconds. What goes into an EPK? High resolution photos that don't look like your nephew took them at Thanksgiving. A compelling bio that reads like a movie trailer, not a LinkedIn profile. Press clippings if you have them, contact info that's easy to find, social media profiles, and active links if it's an emailed PDF. And here's the kicker. It needs to look expensive, even if it wasn't. Design matters. A sloppy EPK tells media you don't take yourself seriously, so why should they? Canva, Adobe Spark, even a well-designed PDF, invest the time. This is your golden ticket. One page, one message, one chance. The one sheet is exactly what it sounds like. Everything someone needs to know about you, your product, or your campaign on one page. Why one page? Because nobody, and I mean nobody, is reading your 47-page business plan. A great one sheet answers these questions in 60 seconds or less. What is this? Why should I care? What makes it different? Who's behind it? And how do I learn more? That's it. No fluff, no filler. Think of it as the movie poster for your business. You're not explaining the entire plot. You're creating intrigue. You're giving just enough to make someone say, tell me more. And the best part, a killer one sheet makes you look like the expert because you understood that their business and their time was valuable. As seen in changes everything. Here's an uncomfortable truth. People believe what they read more than what you say about yourself. You can tell potential customers you're the best in your industry until you're blue in the face. But if Forbes, Entrepreneur, or even your local business journal says it, game over. You win. Media placement builds instant credibility. It's borrowed authority. And here's where the lying comes in. We're not lying, but we are strategically pitching stories that position you as the expert, the innovator, and the solution. Did you just hire your fifth employee? That's not news. But local company defines economic downturn, expands team amid industry struggles. That's news. Same fact, different frame. Articles become your social proof, your website credibility boosters, and your email signature flex. They are marketing gold that keeps paying dividends. We all know this one. Your network is your net worth, literally. I don't care how good your product is. I don't care how revolutionary your service is. If you don't know anybody, you are starting from zero every single time. Networking isn't schmoozing, it's strategic relationship building. It's showing up at industry events even when you're tired. It's commenting on LinkedIn posts from people you want to know. It's sending a congratulations message when someone you met once gets promoted. Here's the secret. Networking is long-term investing. You're not asking for anything today. You're planting seeds. Because when you do need something, a media contact, a partnership, an introduction, you're not a stranger asking for a favor. You are a familiar face calling in mutual goodwill. And in PR, those relationships are often worth more than any paid ad campaign. Nobody remembers the email. Everyone remembers the event. You can send 10,000 emails and maybe get 50 responses. Or you can host one killer event and create 50 meaningful connections in 3 hours. Events are experiential marketing. They're brand building on steroids. Whether you're hosting a panel discussion, a product launch party, a charity mixer, or even a casual happy hour, you're creating a memory. People always forget statistics. They forget sales pitches, but they remember how you made them feel. They remember the conversation they had with you, the business cards they collected, the stories they heard. And events give you content, photos, videos, testimonials, social media buzz. One great event can fuel your marketing for months. So, yes, events cost money, but they're not expenses. They're investments and relationships and content that keep working for you. Speak or be forgotten. It's your choice. Here is another uncomfortable statistic. Most people fear public speaking more than death. I hate public speaking, which means at a funeral, most folks would rather be in a casket than giving the eulogy. Bad analogy, but you understand where I'm going with this. Here's what they don't tell you. Public speaking is the fastest way to establish authority. One 20-minute talk at an industry conference can do more for your brand than 6 months of social media posting. Why? Because when you're on that stage, you are the expert. The audience is literally looking up to you. And the best part, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be prepared and authentic. Start small. Do local meetups, webinars, podcast interviews, build your confidence. Because the moment that you can command a room of 10 and then 50 people and then 500, you're not just a business owner anymore. You are a thought leader, and thought leaders get opportunities that others don't. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. Let's talk about another elephant in the room: money. Most business owners are terrible at asking for what they're worth. What they're worth. They apologize for their prices. They offer discounts before anyone asks. They undervalue their work because asking for money feels uncomfortable. But here's the truth: if you don't advocate for your value, nobody else will. Publicists ask for money all the time for our clients, for ourselves. We negotiate speaking fees, brand partnerships, sponsorships, appearance fees, and we do it without flinching because we know the value we bring. Here's the reframe: you're not asking for money, you're offering a solution to a problem that's worth more than what you're charging. Practice your pitch, know your numbers. And when someone asks your price, say it with confidence and then shut up. The first person to speak always loses. Get comfortable being uncomfortable because money conversations are where business gets done. Everything is negotiable except your integrity. Quick negotiation crash course. First, never accept the first offer, even if it's good. Why? Because there is always room to negotiate, and accepting immediately signals you would have taken less. Second, know your walkaway number before entering any negotiation. What's the minimum you'll accept? Know it, stick to it. Third, let them talk first. Whoever states numbers first loses leverage. Fourth, everything is negotiable: payment terms, deliverables, timelines, and scope. If they won't budge on price, negotiate added value. And finally, get it in writing. A verbal agreement is worth the paper it's printed on, which is nothing. Contracts protect both parties. They clarify expectations. They prevent the "I thought you meant" situations. Don't be afraid of contracts. Master them because the better you get at negotiating, the more money you keep. We don't lie. We just tell the best version of the truth. So let's address the title of this presentation head on. Are we lying? No. Are we creative with the truth? Absolutely. Here is the distinction: lying is a fabrication, PR is framing. If your product genuinely solves a problem, we're not lying by highlighting that solution in the most compelling way possible. If your business has a unique origin story, we're not lying by leading with that instead of with your boring LLC filing date. The ethical line is simple: never claim something that isn't true, but always find the most interesting true thing to claim. Malcolm Gladwell talks about this in Outliers. It's not about deceiving people, it's about recognizing that success has multiple narratives and choosing the one that resonates. Ryan Holiday breaks down in Trust Me, I'm Lying how media manipulation works. We use those same principles ethically. We're not hiding truth, we're choosing which truth to amplify. The PR formula: your strategy plus a story plus shamelessness equals success. Here's the formula: take your story, the compelling narrative we talked about, add your strategy, the EPKs, a one sheet, media placements, networking, events. Then mix in a little shamelessness, the willingness to ask for money, negotiate, speak publicly, and promote yourself without apology. That's the recipe. Most businesses have one or two of these ingredients. Maybe they have a great story, but terrible execution. Maybe they're strategic, but too shy to promote themselves. Maybe they're shameless, but have no substance. You need all three. And when you combine them, that's when magic happens. That's when you go from being just another one of the thousands of businesses fighting for attention to being the business people are talking about, to then becoming the only business people want to seek out. That's when you become a case study instead of reading about someone else's success. Keep learning. These books change the game. I want to leave you with resources. These books aren't just theory, they're practical guides from people who've mastered the art of attention. Gladwell teaches you how success stories are built. Holiday teaches you how media really works, sometimes uncomfortably so. David Meerman Scott modernized PR for the digital age. Berger explains why some ideas spread and others die. The Heath brothers teach you to make your message stick. Read these books, study them, apply their principles, because the difference between businesses that thrive and businesses that barely survive often comes down to how well they tell their story and how shamelessly they promote it. These authors will teach you both. Now we're at the end. Your story is waiting. Now go tell it. Here's my challenge to you. Leave this expo and look at your business differently. Stop thinking about what you do and start thinking about the story of what you do. Why does it help? Why does it matter? What makes it different? Then build your strategy. Create that EPK, design your one sheet, pitch your article, attend that event, give that speech, and ask for money. Negotiate the deal and do it all without apology. Because the world doesn't reward the best product or service. It rewards the best told story about a product or service. So, yes, we're all lying. If by lying you mean choosing the most compelling true narrative and running with it, absolutely. Now I challenge you to go forth and lie your way to success. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. That was just phenomenal. 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 I got in the comments. I'm sitting here looking at the comments here, and it's like, um I took some notes. Your story plus strategy plus shamelessness equals success. Framing versus lying. So you're not lying, you're just telling the best version of the
Version of the
truth.
truth. Yes.
And that most people just aren't telling their story the right way. And so if they
Right.
told their story differently, they would get more results. What has been the best in your experience with PR? How did you come across some of these truths and some of these learning experiences? Because I like the book, the Outliers book by Gladwell and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
what has your experience been with some of these things, and how do you use that to help with your clients?
Okay, so great question. Um, as a publicist, we absolutely have to read everything, right? And um, networking, all of the elements that I spoke about, we use constantly. Networking is probably one of the most important ones because that will get you um, in the mode of understanding who to speak to, who to best tell your story, what resources, especially if you're pitching to news organizations or journalists. They definitely want to know what the story is about and if it's relevant to what they speak about on the news. If you have a live event, which journalist, do you pitch to or do you speak to or do you network with that are live on TV on location? So there's a lot of different elements as a publicist that we have to pay attention to make sure that we are telling a compelling story. And the networking part, and I'm just going to focus on the networking part. The networking part is going to events, going to business expos, going to conferences, attending like the National Black Journalists Association, right? We have to make sure that we're in the spaces where the people are we want to pitch to, we want to tell our story to. And so we do that on for ourselves, for our clients, but also what business does our client have? What do they need to be attending? What networking events should they go to? Not everything is for everybody. And we also teach our clients how to say no. No, I can't attend your event. It's not really relevant to what I have going on right now. I would love to speak to you one on one instead of attending your event. Or, you know what, I can't attend your event, but I have a few people in my network that I know could, because I'm working on this project, or I have this thing going on. Let's keep in touch, but I want to connect you with other people. So we teach our clients also how to be the catalyst for other people's success as well. And in all of the books, the reference materials, which I will post in the mastermind, in the WhatsApp, you guys will have all of these books. I have read all of them except for one, and I have that one in my bedroom right now that I'm going to be reading soon. But it's really important for publicists who are active with their clients to educate themselves, to go out and network, and to use resources and educational opportunities that we already set up for ourselves to push our clients forward and to make them successful. I always set aside time to go to school or to be educated about something. I'm attending class right now, NYU Tisch, the business of entertainment. So, that's another opportunity that I'm connecting with my classmates, because they're like, oh, we've never had a publicist in our class before. I'm like, what? Really? Yeah. Interesting.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. One of the things, my favorite things about it is like you really do the work behind it, like
Hmm.
to be great at what you do, and
Hmm.
like you're always learning. That's one of the things that like I'm seeing, like you're always grabbing new resources, you're going to school, you're getting this. In the chat, Ariska is Mastermind. She said messaging is important. That's where she struggles. Kimiko House said she's having issues attending the right events.
Hmm.
um, so for somebody like Ariska is your selfish coach. We just wrote a book called "Don't Be Better, Don't Be Bitter, Be Better." I know she's
Hmm.
launching a new book herself. She has the Selfish Society. How can She's actually based close to where you're at. I think she's in Dallas. You're close to there.
Grand Prairie. Yeah.
Grand Prairie. So how would somebody like that? How can they differentiate themselves? How can they use the messaging to get better? And then for Kam- Kamiko House, how can she find the right events? We have Mastermind, which is you can always come there and meet some amazing people. But where do
Mhm.
you go to find the right events and to do that? If you have, I know this is your session. We only got a
Yeah.
limited amount of time,
No,
but
we're
if you
good.
could help out, that would be awesome.
Okay, so we'll talk about the messaging portion first. Um, I don't want you to get stuck on coming up with an idea yourself, right? Reinventing the wheel is okay. Using tools is okay. Talking to other people is okay. You never know where you're going to find a resource to help you hone your messaging for your business, if you don't talk to people. So then again, I say networking. Um, but let's talk about the tools aspect. We have AI tools right now that are helping creatives all over the place. My presentation was helped by AI. I did the majority of the writing, not even gonna lie, like, because this is just what I do. However, the pictures that you see, I use Google Gemini to help me create the photos so that I can give you an image of exactly what I'm saying so that I convey my message across properly. Using tools like AI, like 11 Labs, like photo generators, like Opus clips, those tools will help you craft your message. And those tools can be used across social media. They will help you define what you want to get out. They will help you find statistics on what's more likely, who your most likely your audience is. There are also social media analytics. So if you're really, which you all as business owners really should be on social media. I know it's really difficult to like kind of get off of Facebook, but you have so many other tools, Snapchat, Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, that you can use. YouTube, especially, go YouTube Live. Use these tools so that you can help craft your message. You can find out where your target audience is, and then you can do research on that target audience to see what they actually like. You can reach out to people who make comments on your social media posts and say, hey, what did you like about this post? What resonated with you more? Or put it in your own terms. Just say, hey, what did you like about what I said? How do you feel about my business? And you know what? You have to take that brutally honestly, okay? People are going to tell you what they want. People are going to tell you how you make them feel. They're going to tell you, well, I really didn't understand what you meant by this. So can you explain it a little bit better? And then you can make a social media post about that explanation. Take every single tool that you have from everybody that you get to craft your message for your business and then constantly evolve that message, keeping along the same lines of what your business is doing now, but use those tools that you've had from comments on your posts or from other creatives, from speaking to other creatives or other business people, and make sure that what you're doing aligns with your profit building as well. Now, on the events, finding events, I would say the best way is contact your local chamber of commerce and look in other social media group postings, right? You all should be joining social media groups. There are Black business experts, there are Black business professionals, there are business professionals, there's Chamber of Commerce meetings, there's local business coffee shops that you can go to and do a meetup. There's library meetups at your local libraries. You guys just have to do the research. Go on Google and say, hey, where is a meetup close to me? Use that little AI helper tab right there on Google search, and say, I would like to find a local meetup for Christian book readers or Christian book writers. And then use that tool to help you find out where those local meetups would be or could be. Reach out to those businesses. Find out, hey, do you have like a board that I can set up an event page for myself? And then also talk to your friends, talk to people like me. We are always constantly looking for events to attend and network at, especially publicists. You guys should be doing the same thing as business owners, artists, and creatives. Please, please, please always be networking, always network. And then that's going to lead you to those different events. But Google search, use your AI tools, Claude or Google Gemini, whatever you need to use to find those local events, and then go to those social media pages and join those chat groups as well.
Yeah. So this is great. I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook, so I know what you're talking about the
Mhm.
Facebook groups. Those can be very beneficial. One of the people who was asking questions was Kimberly Miles. She's in Mastermind as well. She has an amazing foot brand called Meek Two Naturals, where she helps teach people that the feet have skin too, is skin too. So her and Ariska are both more behind the scenes people. How do you work with people who are more behind the scenes people, who are not necessarily the people who want to be in front of the camera on the time? Do you have a strategy, or do you have any suggestions for how they can continue to put themselves out there and continue to reach people?
I do. I Unfortunately, it's not going to be the answer that you like. You're going to have to get in front of the camera. You're going to have to talk to people. You are going to have to sell your business. And I don't just mean selling as in monetary, I mean pitching. You are going to have to talk to people. How are you getting customers if you're not speaking to folks? So you have a foot business. Have you done a brainstorming session on all the different events that you can attend where people use their feet? I know it sounds funny, and it's probably not something that you've ever thought of, or maybe you've thought of it, but you haven't thought of it in this way. Line dance classes, people use their feet. Yoga studios, marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks, half miles, basketball courts, gyms, active senior centers, walking trails. Have you thought about all of the different ways that you can reach out to people? That doesn't put you in front of a camera, that puts you in front of a person. What I would challenge you to do is do a brainstorming session and sit down and find all the different ways where you don't have to be on a camera in front of social media, and you can be talking to people face to face. Diabetics have foot issues. Have you gone to a medical conference and talked to any podiatrists? Right? There's a lot of different ways that you can network and get your business out there, and you can make connections with people, and you can sell your business without being in front of the camera. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat right now, and
Okay.
you're blowing up the chat. I heard, "Oh Lord, I knew you were gonna say that." Me too, Kim. But she said that's something I never thought of. That's something I'll definitely do. That's great info. Thanks.
You're
So
welcome.
for people who want to work with you, what does that look like? How do they work with you? Because it's one thing to be able to just get this information one time for you, but you also
Mhm.
have a business. You're a business owner as well. How do people work with you, and what type of clients are you looking for that you can help with some of these issues?
Okay, so I love being completely transparent about what I do as a publicist. First thing is we have to have a discovery call. I have to find out where your ideas are. That typically takes about a half an hour. That is free. You will be doing most of the talking. I will be asking questions, mostly only asking questions. I may clarify a few things. I may interject a little bit and tell you what I can do for that, or how to get your messaging down. Um, but then after that, of course, is a non-disclosure, because I feel, and I know that protecting your brand and my information is very, very important. So we sign non-disclosures. And then, depending on your budget, which we also discussed during your discovery call, we set up a session. It can be an hour, it can be 4 hours, it can be on a month basis, or by project, or I've even gone a little bit further than a 3 or 4 month project. So it really depends on what you need me for. If you need me for basic, because publicists also do a lot of business consulting. We work on every aspect of your business. If you need resources to take professional photographs, if you need resources for a streaming service, or you need somebody to um, do a photo shoot so you can get in an editorial, right? We do those types of things as well. honing your message. I also do training with everyone for public speaking. I know that's very difficult for a lot of people to do, but the public speaking aspect of who you are as a business owner is just as important as what your messaging is. If you cannot talk to people, you will never be seen and you will not make money. So I work on that as well. It is on a contractual basis. So whether you have me for a short term, less than a month, on an invoice basis, or whether we sign a contract, we have very, very clear terms of what I'm responsible for, what you're responsible for, how we interact, what you're going to get out of this relationship, and of course, the terms, how long, right? So email me at Zoe at ZOROPR.com. That is how you can get in touch with me. And or if you're in the mastermind group, just hit me up in the mastermind group. I am off work. So during the daytime, I have a job, of course. So I am still building my business up to do public relations full time. But in the meantime, I'm off work until January 11th. So if you would like to have a discovery call with me, shoot me an email. I would be more than happy to
Give us
speak
that
to you.
email one more time.
Zoe, ZOE, at ZOROPR.com.
Oh, let me fix that. ZOROPR. Gotcha.
Yep,
Gotcha. So speaking of public speaking, you have a podcast.
I
Um,
do.
can you tell us a little bit about the podcast? And maybe it's an opportunity for some people to listen and see. I actually got to do an interview, so I can speak. I love to give testimonials for our mastermind family members, and I will say that the thoroughness that you went through our interview, if you do that for your clients, I can only imagine the success that they have because you were extremely thorough. It was fun to talk with you. So tell us a little bit about your podcast. And somebody said they already messaged you on WhatsApp that you heating them up. So
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing. So tell us a little bit about your podcast. Where can they find it? How can they tune in?
Okay. So I love talking about my podcast. My podcast was created because I was a furloughed federal worker. And during the shutdown, I was like, since I'm not making any money right now, how can I give back to the people that I know, love, and respect, right? Know, love, and respect. I want to give them a platform. I've always wanted to have my own talk show. Since I was little, like Ricky Lake and Oprah and all of those guys, um, even like Phil Donahue. I I'm showing my age, but I really loved their formats and I loved how controversial they were and I loved how they engaged people and they were thought provoking. And so instead of me doing this with a live studio audience, I decided I'll just start with YouTube. Why not? I've always been told I have a great public speaking voice, and a few of my friends have tried to get me to narrate for audiobooks, which that's in the works as well. But on top of that, I wanted to give back to my community during a time where I wasn't receiving. You know, people always say if you give more than you receive, you will receive more than you give. I wholeheartedly believe that. You give out without hesitation, without regard to, what you're going to get back. And it always comes back to you tenfold. So I created the platform and I started with my husband because he's an author. He's also got a master's in public health. And he is an advocate for public health. he took care of his mother. He was basically her dialysis nurse. He went to nursing school so that he could take better care of her during the 7 years that he did her dialysis at home, at her home, and in our home. So I wanted to start with the person that I most loved and respected. And I did my research on him, even though I know everything about him. We sat down and we had a discovery call. I said, okay, I need you to send me all of your social media links. He was like, you're really going to treat me like this? I said, yes, this is a serious thing. This is your interview. I want to practice with you how I'm going to treat other people. So you are going to be my first test subject. And we're still getting comments about that video, my first YouTube video with my husband. And I spoke to him as if I was interviewing someone I didn't know, right? Or someone that was a friend of mine, or someone who is an industry professional that I really admire. Um, all those things, of course, are true. I do admire him. He is an industry professional. He has done public health work, community work with, he worked at the Senior Services Center in Fort Worth. So I was like, I'm going to take all of that information and elevate you, right? I want to exalt you. I want to make sure that everyone knows the kind of work that you're doing. And so that kind of gave me more confidence to seek out other people that I knew, that I know. And I was like, my first video was kind of, it was iffy. I started on Google, then I moved to StreamYard. And then I started educating myself on YouTube and StreamYard and how to connect all the social media accounts. And it's just kind of blown up from there, to where, of course, I attended my first Ghana Mastermind. And then I attended the Mastermind meeting and got connected with Denise, who is amazing. I love Gift TV. And here we are.
Here
And
we are.
I have about 10 people in the pipeline right now. So my next video, your video is my last one for season 1. So Preston, you are wrapping up season 1 on January 2nd. You all got to tune into YouTube, to my YouTube. It's From A to Zoe. Yes, I do have the name being trademarked currently. That's another thing. Please protect all of your business assets. Make sure your copyrights are in place, your trademarks are in place, and your LLCs are straight and above board. But that's kind of like where I am, starting second season, planning second season right now during my winter break. And I have about 10 people that I'm going to be interviewing in the next couple of weeks for season 2.
That's amazing. 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 So you said something about mastermind. So I gotta ask you a mastermind question.
Mm-hmm.
Diaria, you and Diaria have known each other for many moons. I take it. She spoke very
Over 10
highly
years.
of you. She said you helped her with some good projects, and y'all worked on those together. Why is it important to be a part of a mastermind? What made you want to be part of that? And what would you say to people who are kind of looking, whether it be PR or whether it just be, needing something fresh and new? What would you say to them about Mastermind that may sway them to join the family?
Okay, so being part of a community like Mastermind is something that I need. It's something that every business owner needs. You will not grow. You cannot learn. You cannot hone your skills. You cannot um, be a better public speaker without participating in groups such as the Elevating Black Mastermind Expo, right? The Mastermind group, right? We are the hunters, not the hunted. And that means something. And that means a lot to me. I'm always looking for opportunities for other people. And I kind of ignored my business and myself. And so joining Mastermind was my opportunity to expand my business, to expand my network, to help other people, right? My business is all about helping people. Yes, there is a benefit. There is a reward for that. There is an educational reward for that for me. There is a connection that I make with people that are genuine and that want to grow and that want to succeed. And I want all those things too. I want to succeed. I want to grow. And I am. Uh, the mastermind and making the connection with Diaria has broadened my network beyond what I've ever imagined it to be. And so, if you talk to people and if you put yourself out there and if you join these groups and if you stay educated and you give back to your community, to a community, to any community, you're always going to get something in return. So that's one of the reasons why I joined the mastermind. And as much as I can, I'm constantly attending events or networking or meeting people or helping clients. So I have to schedule everything, and I try and set aside time to join the masterminds and be available whenever I can. But yeah, I have to thank you, Preston, and of course, Diaria, for even giving me the opportunity to join this exceedingly intelligent, witty, fun group of people who just want to help other people and want to be successful.
You're a perfect fit for what we do. You really have a giving heart, and we hope that you just get to continue to receive everything that you're looking for, and that we can continue to put you in the right places with the right people. It's very um, gratifying for me when I can say, "Oh, I got Gift TV for you," and it's a perfect fit. And you can put your content on there, and it works out for both people because when we work together, there's nothing that we can't do. You know,
Mhm.
and so I just appreciate you. I gotta give a huge shout out to Diaria as well. Before we wrap up, I want one quote from you from the people, because you already dropped "We are the hunters, not the hunted." You're gonna get me hype on that one. So we hunting out here, and we have to hunt together because it's so important with everything that's going on in our world. If you don't have a family outside of your family that's helping you, that's supporting you, that's collaborating with you, that you're working with, it might get sticky for you in these next couple months. But we've
Mhm.
got some we've got a network and a community of global people where we're working together, we're collaborating together, and we're always pushing each other to be the best that we can be. So what's one quote from you that either motivates you, or one quote that you would like to just give to the people, to the business owners that are listening, to the future publicists of the world, that will help keep our mindset proper as we go into 2026?
No matter what, advocate for yourself, advocate for your business, advocate for your community. You're going to need them. You're going to need your voice. You have to be confident. Advocate, advocate, advocate for yourself, your business, and your community always.
Okay. And then, Zoe, last thing, what's one thing that we can do for you, or one thing that you need, or that you're looking for in 2026, that we as a mastermind family, as a mastermind community, can go help you hunt for? We love to hunt. That's what we do. So what can we hunt for you for? How can we help you continue to win and continue to shine your wonderful light?
Give me more opportunities to help you guys. We are a community of builders. So if you need something, give me the opportunity to help you out. Whether it's just a 30-minute call or whether it's just, hey, Zoe, I have a question and I really just, I don't understand how to position this one thing. I need help with a press release. How do I get a press release to media? Who are the best people in my area that you can think of that I can reach out to for this one thing? I want to create an event and I don't know how. Please, by all means, reach out to me. You have me on Mastermind for a reason. I am a public relations professional. Diaria also is. We work on events. Like I'm creating an event for a candidate that I am supporting right now as my client. So I'm an entertainment publicist, but I do business consulting as well. So if you have a leadership issue, or if you have a question about employees that you're just not quite sure where to get started, or you have especially like a federal legal concern. I am an appropriations law expert. Okay, so monetary stuff is my thing. And that's my work during the daytime. But as a publicist, I don't turn that off. You never turn it off. So if you have a question about something and you're not quite sure like where to get started, give me the opportunity to help you out. I am not look, that word shamelessly in my presentation was a complete truth. I shamelessly ask for everything. I don't care what time it is or who it is. I have spoken to lots of very important people that you would not even. I infiltrated when we were in New Orleans. I infiltrated and I say infiltrated. It was funny. We were sitting and eating dinner, and Eugene Green is running for state representative in District 97 in New Orleans. We were in New Orleans last week, and I was like, to our server, I said, "Hey, is that a political campaign? Do you think they would mind if I went over and talked?" Look, I talked to Eugene. I didn't even know it. I was like, "Hey, excuse me. Hi, how you doing? Um, my name is Zoe Robinson. Please, please give me the opportunity to help you guys out. I love what I do. I really do. I love it so much. My husband says it all the time. I love it so much that I do it for free. And it's unconsciously I do it all of the time. I'm always thinking about how to improve and help other people because it is not a this is not a passion. This is a belief that I have. I believe that public relations will get you and your business wherever you want to go. You just have to have the right people in the right places, saying and doing the right things, and on your team to help you succeed. And that's who I am. So please hire me.
Hey, without we can let that one go right there. I think that's just wonderful. So thank you so much for the time. Thank you
Thank you.
for just dropping gems and just really giving us a lot of great information. I think the family got a lot from it. The members who were on, and I it's cool for me because in Mastermind I get to see like champions like
Yeah.
everybody's a champion at what they do. Like they are an expert in like I get to it's cool to see your expertise. And I'm gonna take advantage, I need stuff too. And I think a lot of us have had a bad PR relationship.
I
And so
have. Yeah. I fired a client.
yep. And
Hmm.
so it's like, sometimes people get a little worry about PR and they don't know all the stuff that goes on with it. But the way you broke things down for us today and just kind of said, like, these are the things that you need to be looking for, these are the things that you need to be doing, I think that gave us such a great guideline in order to be able to just continue to move forward and continue to say, all right, these are the positions and places I need to put myself in. This is why I hire somebody like Zoe, so to help me with these things. And then you can really just see your heart in it, just that you care and that you want to see people elevate to the level that they're supposed to be. So we just
Yeah.
appreciate you being in Mastermind, being part of our family. And can you give us your contact information one more time, where we can
Yes.
reach you, where we can find the podcast, and then
Yes.
we will wrap up. But this has been just awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity. This was nice. And I was a little stressed out putting my presentation together, you guys, but because I wanted to keep it simple and I wanted to make sure that you understood the messages that I was trying to relay. So you can find me on social media at Zoe the Publicist, on Instagram and TikTok. On Facebook, you can find me at Zoe A. Robinson. On YouTube, my show is From A to Zoe. Um, I have lots of episodes on there. Like I said, my last episode for season one will be airing on Friday, midnight. January 2nd. So please tune in, watch my shows. If you have a question about anything, how I do production, my microphones, any of the equipment that I use, how I even put together the questions that I ask, because yes, I do a lot of research on the back end. Let me know, reach out to me. I am always available at Zoe, Z-O-E, at ZOROPR.com. That's Zoe at ZOROPR.com. Um, please hit me up on social media as well. Go follow all of my pages. Sometimes I post funny content. Sometimes I post serious content. Sometimes I go live and I talk and read books from people that I know. Yes, I do buy their books. I talk to musicians all the time. I play their music live occasionally, and I have them on my lives. I have comedian friends that come over and we go on TikTok live. My audience is for 18 and above, so please do not play my show around anyone under 18 years old. We do say some adult words and we talk about some adult subjects occasionally. So I just want to, give that little disclaimer out there. My show is an adult show. There are times where I speak to business professionals, and it's for everybody. I'm going to have an educator who is getting her doctorates on my program pretty soon for next season. So that will be family friendly. We're going to be talking about specifically childhood education and going to college and going to trade school. So if you guys want to tune in, I will post my YouTube channel also in the Mastermind um, group chat. And I think that's it. I think that's all my information.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have been blessed by Zoe, the publicist, the amazing leader. And Zoe, just thank you so much. Thank you for the time. Thank you for responding to questions. And I know you'll have a couple people from Mastermind reach out to you right away, but just appreciate you. Thanks for being in the family. And for anybody who's watching, if you're looking for a family, you're looking for people to go hunt with, you're looking for people to help push you to grow you, the Mastermind is the place for you. You can check us out at Master Builder Productions. Go to the Mastermind tab. You're going to learn more about what our members are doing. We've got great people winning. I got to give a quick birthday because it's birthday season for me. So I got to give Crystal from Mastermind a quick shout out. When we did our interview, I was in her studio and she reached $100,000 in sales for the first time this year. So
Congratulations.
She went from 30,000 to about 100,000 this year. So, those are some of the things that we do in Mastermind is the growth, and we celebrate the wins. So thanks, Ariska. Thanks for the birthday shout out. And Ariska, when y'all two connect, because y'all are in the same area, y'all got some great stuff that you're gonna do. And I know that when you talk to Kim as well, Kim, Meek 2 Naturals, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's the foot queen. So once we put the gems that you were dropping during the live, she was like, oh, that's good. I didn't think of that. Ooh, I like that. So once y'all get together, I'm sure she's gonna book some time with you, but it's very pertinent, it's very relevant, and we appreciate you. So thank you so much. And follow us at Elevating Black, because that's what we do. We're individuals and we elevate Black by just being the best that we can be. As we elevate as Black people, the world elevates around us. We've saved the world many times before, and we're going to save it again, because that's what we do, because we elevate Black. So
That's
we're thank you. We appreciate you. Go follow us, and we'll see you. Actually, we got another session 8 o'clock. Shanice is on at 8 o'clock, and then we've got Guy Williams tomorrow. So stay tuned. This is the Mastermind Expo. I'm your host, the Master Builder, Preston R. Harris. Thank you, Zoe, and we'll see you next time.
you.